Hey guys, how's it going? Sresu3 here. Doing another MTGA video. This time I think I'm going to do just one long video. I'm going to do an entire run of competitive constructed. Hopefully we'll only play 5 games, but there will be a maximum of 7. So I normally just try to break it up into smaller 10-minute videos, 14-minute videos, 15-minute videos. But this one's going to be a longer one because I figured why not show an entire run and how the deck plays throughout multiple best of 3s. So here we go. Let's see how this does. If it happens to encroach on like an hour or so, which is entirely possible because since this is competitive, we'll be playing best of 3s. Then I might stop it and then just make another video about it at a different time. But until then, we'll kind of figure out how to do it after we get a couple games under our belts. But this is I'm gonna be playing Jeskai Control. I am about 6 or 7 cards shy of having all the cards for main board and sideboard of the next deck I want to do, which is the mono white with Boros but mono white deck from the Pro Tour that I have a dumbed down version of that I really wouldn't mind trying to do and play. So this is all right to keep. We'll just play the Sacred Foundry first, and then the Sulphur Falls second. So we can at least have something up for Revitalize, and then potentially something up for Syncopate. So basically the reason I'm keeping this is we get a Scry. We have card draw, we have potential counter magic, we have a board wipe, just in case they are aggro of any kind. So this kind of covers all the bases of what I would like to see in an opening hand. So let's see what we get here. Chemister's Insight. I'm actually okay with keeping that on top, because I wouldn't mind having it. Right now we're not in desperate need of anything else. So, alright, so Evolving Wilds turn 1. Tapped, pass turn. So we'll see. Interesting. What is this? Each other creature you control that's a fungus or sapling gets +1/+1. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so then we'll take our 2 damage here, and we'll play the Sulphur Falls so we can either if he plays nothing, we can Revitalize and get some health back, or we can Syncopate if he decides to cast a spell. Okay, so he is not going to cast anything. Okay, so I'm going to play Glacial Fortress here and pass. We could Clarion, but I want more on the field. And the reason I played Glacial Fortress instead of, say, a tapped land is because I wanted to have enough mana up to have a decent Syncopate. But now we're just going to, since this is basically all we have, I'll just play Steam Vents tapped. We do have a basic island. Depending on what he does, we might play that next turn. But, okay, so he tapped out for this. We'll get rid of that. And he'll swing at us for 2. Which we are okay with all of that. Alrighty. So let's just take the 2 damage here. Might be a little greedy on the health, because I really don't know what this guy's deck does, but I'm going to play Teferi, draw myself a card. Crackling Drake, that's nice. I'm going to untap these 2, so if he happens to play anything, or if he taps out to play anything, then I can at least Syncopate it. Perfect. So basically dodged a bullet there. So now he'll swing it to Fury, bring him down to 3, which is totally fine. I'm going to play a Sulphur Falls here. I'm going to go play a Crackling Drake. I'm hoping to draw a counterspell of some kind.
We need to move quickly.
I did not draw one. That's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. At least what we can do... Let's have the light open. We can block the Teferi if necessary. or block 4 Teferi if necessary. On our turn, we can blow up the board basically. He can't swing in with a 2/2, but this making this a 3/4 is a little annoying, but we can still deal with it. Okay, so end of turn, I will draw a card. He might have Assassin's Trophy. Is that what it's called? The one that destroys a permanent opponent controls and they search their land for a basic, or search their deck for a basic. Oh hey, Justice Strike. That definitely helps. Okay, so let's do both of these things. So our Drake will do some damage. It's like he's waiting to see if he should Assassin's Trophy or not. He probably should remove my Drake if he can. There's really not a reason for him not to. He can't make a token, so that's not what's causing him to be in this. I sincerely doubt he's in full control mode. So just see what our opponent has to do or wants to do here. Oh, sure. Okay. So this actually saves us from having to cast Justice Strike. But yeah, that unfortunately is going to resolve. But his Slime Foot will go away as well. Let's play a Sacred Foundry tapped, I think. We'll untap 2 lands here and pass turn. I mean, we can counterspell a creature, which that's a good one to counterspell because Justice Strike can't hit that, or can hit it but can't kill it. So we are pretty much in full control of this game right now. Like, we have a Teferi on 6, we have 2 more Teferis in our hand, we have a Chemister's Insight, we have more board wipes. Like, there's... The only thing that I wish we had was a Drake, but, I mean, we take what we can get. Yep. Plays a land. So that's my turn, so I will discard an island to Chemister's Insight to draw to get a couple more counter spells. That's actually just perfectly fine with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Playing the tap land because we can untap it with Teferi anyway. Combat end. This. Submit. And then... Let's see, we're at 4. So if we got Expansion Explosion, we could kill something with 5 toughness. That's probably enough. So I'm just going to discard this land. I'm hoping we don't draw any more land. The problem for this guy real soon is this Teferi is going to ult next turn. And it is going to be difficult for him to deal with that, I think. Alright, so what do I want to get rid of? I think I want to get rid of a Justice Strike. Pretty much anything he plays, I'm going to be able to counterspell. So, nothing should stick. Anything that can't be countered that he would play has hexproof anyway, like if he plays a Carnage Tyrant. So, Justice Strike is just not as useful here. Okay, so I'm not going to draw with Revitalize, and the reason is we're going to ult Teferi.
Want me to phase you out with each turn of the clock? Your reality will crumble.
So we're going to Revitalize. Just start exiling lands. I'm going to play Teferi number 2. We're going to draw a card.
Try to hold that thought.
When we draw a card, we're just going to exile another thing. And then I'm gonna play... I'm actually gonna play the Sacred Foundry tapped. Then end turn. Because, well, with what I'm untapping, I'll have enough to be able to both Sinister Sabotage and Essence Scatter, so getting the dual land in without taking the damage is, it is the most efficient.
Hurry!
Okay, so we are just going to systematically tear apart his stuff. And then we're just gonna pass turn. Untap 2 lands, no lands to untap. I'm just gonna discard this island. Let's just Essence Scatter that. Yeah, this game is pretty over. Like, as soon as I find a Drake, I'm gonna be able to protect it pretty easily. So I'm not too terribly concerned there. Okay, so this is supposed to be a token deck, so any type of board wipes is good for us. I'm going to take out an Ionize, actually, and put in a Shivan Fire, just because... Actually, is Shivan Fire going to be better? No. Let's put in a Lava Coil, because of the 2/3. I honestly don't really think we need to board in anything else. I think a Lava Coil is just fine. Search is great. Drakes are great. Expansions are basically removal syncopates, Tefiris are win condition, as well as the Drakes. I don't know. You could make an argument for another Lava Coil, but I don't think I want to put it in. I don't know if there's one specific card I want to get rid of with Ixalan's Binding. I didn't really see anything for this. Sealing Away, Negates, didn't really see much of a point for those. I actually probably could get rid of a Negate for another Lava Coil, but they do have token generating spells, so it's not a bad idea to keep that either. Shivan Fire is another quick removal that can remove a 4-drop, or a 4 toughness, which I could put it in, but I don't really know what I would want to take out for it. I think this way is okay. We only put in one thing. We'll see if that is the correct play. I very, very rarely see token decks in competitive constructed. Now, granted, I've only done this like 3 or 4 times. But in ladder, like if I just do quick play or I don't do competitive constructive, I do the other one that doesn't cost gems. I so rarely see a deck like this. Okay, this is not good. This is just too many lands. We have a Revitalize, which is card draw, which is okay. Teferi, which is obviously our win condition that we can get to in our hand, but we're really not doing anything with our hand, or with this hand. So I'm going to mulligan and hopefully not get land screwed. Okay, this is actually okay, because then 1, 2 have something up, syncopate up, and then we get a scry. Let's keep the Justice Strike just in case we get screwed on lands. Then we can at least have something else to kill with, potentially, unless he plays that slime. Alright, sweet. So we have 2 ways to kill the 2/3. We can syncopate it if we have the mana, or we can Lava Coil. Yeah, I really don't want this to happen. This might be a mistake syncopating it, but the reason I did it is because I'll have a 1/4 with my Drake. Oh no, he's land screwed. Sorry, bud. We've all been there. We have. Alright, so he has an instant. Is this... I don't know if he has an Assassin's Trophy. Oh, Fungal Infection. Sure. So you have a dude. Yep. Sure. You got it. Okay, so he has 2 1/1s now. which I think we're okay with, cause nice. Okay, I've not seen this, so he now has 3 mana. Okay. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain Vicious, Trample, and Indestructible. Yeah, I really don't want that to happen at all, actually. So let's make that not happen. Thank you. We'll swing in for 2, gain some lifelink, pass the turn. So if he plays a hasty creature or something like that, it still can tap for mana, I think, but it doesn't look like he can. So this is something we'll just Lava Coil right away, and then we'll swing in for 3. So his Song of Freyalise will fizzle out because there's no creatures. If he tries to do anything, we can counterspell it. Actually, we can let that resolve, and then we'll do this. The reason is because the Justice Strike can't kill the 2/3 that we Lava Coiled away. So it's better to keep up the Sinister Sabotage for that as opposed to the Justice Strike, because the Justice Strike just won't be able to remove it. So let's play a Teferi here. I'm okay with doing this because I'll be able to syncopate, and that's game. Yeah. When you're land screwed and nothing has been able to really stick, it's going to be difficult to come back against this deck. I don't blame you, sir. Ooh. We're gonna take a quick peek. We're gonna get a mythic rare, which is pretty neat. Oh, okay. We have 4 of these, so that'll go to our vault. Nice. So that actually means we have another mythic rare. I'd have to double check my list to see if I need any mythics for my red deck, or my white weenie / Boros deck. I do actually. I think I need some Ajanis. I don't think I have any Ajanis at all. Oh. We know where that mythic rare wild card's going. Okay. So opponent's going first again. Unlucky. Count with me, chat. How many times I don't get to go first through the length of this video. Alright, what do we got? Okay, so we have potential removal. We have some card draw effects if we can get to 4, which we likely can. And we have a Drake, which draws us a card and can have some power. I don't like that I don't have any counter spells in this hand. And double Chemister's Insight is a little iffy. This hand is slow. Like, slow for control deck slow. Like, the deck is supposed to be somewhat slow, but I think this might be too slow. We all have access to all of our colors. We just won't have another red for Drake in hand. We'll keep it. We'll keep it and try. Our opponent mulligan to 6. Feels bad. We'll see what we're up against here. Okay, blue. Alright, so we got a Clarion. So there's a board wipe that we will be able to play. Sure. This could be... Is it Drake's? They run Opt. Yeah, that's actually kind of what it seems like it is. Is it Drake's? Alright, so we don't have a counterspell or anything like that. And if this is Drake's... I am actually going to do this, because if he plays a Goblin Electromancer, I want to be able to just kill it immediately, and not on my turn, if at all possible. Alright. So then I'm just going to have this come into play tapped and go. It's not what I thought it was. This could actually be a mirror match, which would be a little bit annoying. But I'm gonna run the Drake out there. If he wants to counterspell it, he can. That's fine. So something one of two things happens here. Either I don't play the Drake and pass turn, and when he plays his Teferi, I can't do anything about it because I don't have a counter spell. Or I at least try to run a threat of some kind out there and get him to respond in some way. Okay, so basically, if this doesn't stick, we probably die. Okay, it sticks. So we'll get rid of his Teferi because, heck, all of that. What would suck is if he has an expansion explosion, then he can kill this and draw a card. Would kind of suck. But basically, I have a turn or two if he doesn't have any draw spells at all to get a counter spell for his Teferi. See, what could he do? He could play a Drake here. It would be a 2/4, which makes my Justice Strike useless because it's not big enough. Okay, so he has another Teferi of his own. Sure. So tuck my Teferi.
Sorry I'm late.
Or maybe he'll plus because he knows he has time to get rid of mine before I can do anything to his. That's a decent line, but yeah. I still think the best play is to get rid of mine so I can't use it. Alright, so we might actually just lose this one. We didn't get an answer for Teferi. His Teferi is on top of his deck. Doesn't look like he drew a land, but he could plus. I don't know. He gets his Teferi.
Hold that thought.
But if he plays this to have a more loyalty thing that I can just counterspell. That's not what he's doing. See, the thing is that now then, if I do this, if I counterspell this, I think I have to. Yep, untap 2 lands, so he will have Sinister Sabotage up. Hey. Okay, I have another land, which does not help me, so we'll just pass turn. We're pretty far behind in this match. Pretty far behind. Two damage. Oh, Niv Mizzet. Sure. So I'm just gonna do this now. Draw 2 cards. Let it resolve. Having a Niv Mizzet main deck. Okay, so now I'm going to do this before he untaps. He could deal 1 damage to me. That's totally fine. Niv Mizzet's dead. He untaps 2 lands. Yep. Perfect. I'm gonna play Teferi of my own. Does not have a counterspell for it.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I don't think I'm going to tuck this. I think I'm going to plus, and the reason for that is if he wants to get rid of my Teferi by killing his own, I'm totally fine with that. If he pluses, I'm fine with that too. If he tries to play his own this Teferi to get rid of it and have at least a 1 loyalty, I'm fine with that. So I am actually going to plus.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
That is unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate. Go away, Intel gaming thing. Okay. So in this case, if he tucks my Teferi, I'm ahead because his
We need to move
his will die. Crackling Drake. Yeah, that resolves. I maybe could have gotten an Essence Scatter, maybe, but... Let's do this before he has more mana. I'd much rather him try to Sinister Sabotage this now, but he does have one. Or he has a counterspell of some kind, because... Alright, so let's tuck this to Fury now. He has a draw spell, I assume. Like maybe he has the Chemister's Insight. We're gonna take the 2 damage here, because life in this matchup doesn't really matter a ton. I'm gonna play this. Alright. So we will pass turn then. He can Chemister's Insight at the end of his turn. I'm perfectly fine with that. Interesting. He had an instant of some kind, or he was in full control. Either way, he should have... It's very interesting to me that he did that. Okay, Teferi. I have to try and get rid of this. He'll have a counterspell, of course. Like he waited this long. Yep. So what he does is he tucks my Drake, and his Crackling Drake will kill my Teferi. Which is more than a little annoying.
Make another move.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if I draw 4, or if I draw 2, and I draw a land and the Teferi, we'll actually be okay. If we don't, we're in serious trouble. I think. I think we have to try. Nice. Okay, so we didn't get Teferi. I've miscalculated that, but that's okay. We will at least get him now. Oh no, wait, I'm an even bigger idiot. I forgot he was killed. He wasn't tucked. It was the Drake that I was getting to.
Let's skip to the good.
I'm good at this game. I pay attention sometimes. Yep, so he's gotten rid of 1 Teferi, I believe, right? So I should have 3 more. I have gotten rid of... This is the same... Yeah, this is the other one. Yep. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this and this. There's no way for me to remove this Drake without, Okay. We're still going to attack Teferi. So he could have a Justice Strike of his own. He can just block, which I am perfectly fine with. He gets rid of a Drake. Maybe. Settle the Wreckage. Interesting. So he blocked and settled? So he's thinking either I counterspell this, either way, either this gets exiled. It's better for me to counterspell it, or at least attempt to, because it's a trade this way. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's a trade this way, but if I let this go, his Drake survives, and we can't have that. We cannot have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I revitalize, I still won't be able to cast him. So we are just going to pass turn. That's fine. I have had these matches go for an hour plus, and I've won them because my opponent has drawn more cards than I have, and he's decked himself. And I've won. I had that happen. Like one of my first times doing this. Is he playing another? What is he? I was gonna say, what is he playing for? How many Drakes do I have left? I should have one more, right? Because he's gotten rid of 2. Yeah. I have only gotten rid of. Oh, I've gotten rid of 2 of his as well, plus Niv Mizzet. Is he doing Chemistry's Insight? Discarding a Deafening Clarion? Yeah, those cards are pretty much useless. I'm just going to Revitalize in response. Yep. We knew we'd get our Teferi, so. If he gets another land, this is interesting. Is he not going to play another Niv? He's not playing another Niv Mizzet. That is very interesting. Because that's enough mana, right? That's all the proper colors to play Niv. So what exactly is he holding up for 5 mana? Okay, so what? Okay, I'm not following my opponent's line of play here at all. Let's see if we can draw a counterspell. Nope. So this game is basically over because he has had more access to better cards than I have. We're running basically the same deck, but he has had access to more of his Teferis and more of his counterspells than I have. So I don't think we win this one. He's probably sitting on a hand of 3 to 4 counterspells. There's just nothing I can do about that. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. 1, 2. Yep, can't Essence Scatter it. Yeah, so he basically has a control deck main board that is good against other control decks, and I do not. This is still game 1. I mean, this is still game 1. So that's fine. Okay. Pog. This is already an incredibly grindy matchup. But honestly,
You know what? I'm not done yet.
this might end up being another one of those games where it's actually fine if Teferi ults. It's actually fine if he draws a bunch of cards. The only thing that really can kill me at this point is another Niv, which most of them only run 1 to 2, and Crackling Drakes. And I've gotten rid of 2 Crackling Drakes. So he's at 31, I'm at 26. So I'm okay with drawing these cards. because he's still very, very much ahead of me in that. Yep, see, there's a Drake for me.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Okay, so he let the Teferi resolve. If tucking his Teferi doesn't really do much because he'll just play another one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plus here.
Let's skip to the good part.
Oh, sweet, we got another land. This is actually really good because then we can expansion explosion this. And be able to kill it, actually. 27 to 25. Yeah, fine with me.
To move quickly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can kill something with 5 toughness. I will attempt to essence scatter that. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to tuck this.
Reverse.
And play a Drake. If I negate this, actually, yeah, no, this is fine. I think if I negate the essence scatter, then I can't really deal with the Teferi. But if you, this will burn another counterspell from his deck or from his hand. Oh, it doesn't burn a counterspell from his hand. Nice. Okay, sweet. Sulfur Falls. We'll play one of those. And we're gonna pass turn. I could play the Search, but I want to keep the Expansion Explosion up for killing Teferi. Because he has to, yep. He has to tuck my Crackling Drake or it dies.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Oh, he's not even doing that. Okay. Interesting.
Hold that thought.
I'm gonna try and kill him on my turn. I just drew lands, man. Unluckers. Okay. Ooh, that's not good.
No time for a
If I don't pick up a land or a counterspell, well, picked up a counterspell. Seal away. Alright, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What will be hilarious is if he tries to counterspell this. Okay. And of course he has another one. Sure. Whatever. Yep. Go for it. These matches are incredibly grindy and annoying.
We need to move quickly.
Sure. Please keep drawing cards, dude. You're at 20 cards.
Enough.
I'm gonna get this guy back.
Ready for this quite yet.
Okay. We'll end turn. So I can do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can do 11 damage to this guy.
Hurry.
I'm not sure how many seal aways this guy has. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, so I only have. I'm trying to see how many counter sabotages he's used to. So he has a few. So he could have another Settle the Wreckage, which would be annoying. I'm at 20 life, whatever. Let's see if we can kill him. No. I do not want you to seal away, sir. Nope. Okay, so now time for Settle the Wreckage. Oh, Justice Strike. Okay. We'll ionize that. Can you let my Drake hit you in the face, please? Thank you. Holy Hera. What was that? Jeez, we're at 45 minutes. That was game 1, guys. Actually just game 1. Okay. So we're going to take out the Deafening Clarions for sure. We're going to put in the Niv Mizzets, the Disdainful Strokes. I think I actually put in 2 Disdainful Strokes. The Justice Strikes will be somewhat relevant. Cleansing Novas won't be as relevant, so maybe we take out one of those. Maybe put in Ral. Or maybe that's a little too greedy. Maybe I should put in a Negate. I think I should put in a Negate. So I took out Deafening Clarions and 1 Cleansing Nova. I see the problem is Justice Strikes can kill Niv. We're gonna go with this, I think. See how it goes. Depending on how long this game goes, this will be the last game of the video if we win, because we're almost to an hour long. But this is kind of what happens when when Jeskai Control runs into Jeskai Control. We don't have any white mana here, but this is okay. We have counter magic for stuff. Oh. That would have been nice, but we don't have any white. And it's true we don't have drakes, we don't have anything like that, but nothing in this game is happening with any kind of speed. Like the first creature he's going to play is likely going to be a 4-drop. If he's the deck that runs Legion Warboss in the sideboard, then yeah, we'll run into that on 2 or on 3, but he didn't have it, so. Ooh, he didn't get any lands. That's unlucky. That's okay. I'm not really getting much either. I have stuff, but. He likely has a counter spell, like Sinister Sabotage or something. Yep, we're gonna just end turn there. He threw away Chemist's Insight, which makes sense. Oh no. Sorry, bud. Nice, we got another one. Feels good, man. Trust me, I would definitely be playing spells if I could, but I can't. So he ditched the Chemist's Insight, which we know about, and the Syncopate. He has 4 now, so that's nice for him. He'll be able to draw if I don't counterspell it, which you better believe I'm going to counterspell it if he tries to play it. Yeah, I'm just gonna Syncopate this for 1. Sorry, bud. You're already screwed on land. I would like you to continue to be screwed on land. And I don't want you to play that Chemist's Insight again. So if he... Nice. Yep, in combat. Sure. I'll do the same thing because I have the life. Unfortunately, I'm sitting on a hand that is purely reactive. So he's probably on the same thing. I just happen to have more lands than he does. Yeah, I'm going to negate it because it's a non-creature. I don't want to waste anything that can counter any spell for that. He might actually have Niv Mizzet here if he drew another land, because it kind of looked like he was counting my mana to see if I had enough for an Expansion Explosion to kill it. If I draw 1 more land, then I most definitely will have enough. But yep, this is kind of what I thought was coming. So if I can draw a land. I did not. Because this is a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Can't block it. If I don't get my own Niv Mizzet, this is gonna take over. Okay, well, I can get a Drake. I thought I had enough mana to also do an Expansion Explosion. I do not, unfortunately. Wow, of course you have it, dude. Why wouldn't you? Ah, we probably lose this game now too, chat, because he had 2 counterspells in his hand and left up perfect mana for it. Unfortunate. So now we're just going to lose to this card until we get a Niv Mizzet of our own. Or we get another land to Expansion Explosion it and he happens to tap out, which is not going to happen. So this is a bit unfortunate for us. Little salty about him having all of this. More than a little salty about that. Well, I'll have to try again. He's gone through a negate, a Sinister Sabotage, a negate, and he discarded 2 Syncopates. I have to get rid of this. My god, he just has another one. Yep, so he had 2 Niv Mizzets in the top half of his deck. There's just literally nothing I can do about that. Literally nothing. This guy just drew. He was land screwed, but he drew so much better than I did. I can't do anything. I actually can't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, can't do anything. Unlucky. I wish I got that lucky with my draws. I guess the trade-off was he got land screwed, but got much better card quality than I did. I didn't get land screwed, and I got really bad land quality or card quality. Okay. I'm actually going to take out an Essence Scatter for Rao. Rao can help kill Niv Mizzet. I want to keep 1 Essence Scatter in for a Drake. Because I don't really... Actually, I don't. Drakes aren't as big of a problem. Alright. Game 3. These games have been pretty close back and forth, except for that last one. That last one, I wasn't ahead. There wasn't a single point I was ahead. I would like to play first, please. I would like to get better cards than this, please. I would like to get better cards than this, but I'm going to keep it because if I go down to 5, I am practically losing the game. So I get a Scry. Hopefully we can get to some lands. Oh my god. See, I want to keep this card on top because I need it against this matchup, but I need lands. So I can't keep it on top. And he stayed at 7, so this game is pretty much over. I think. I do. He should counterspell this if he can. Interesting. That's not an oops. I want to, just in case he tries something. Yep. I can't play my Crackling Drake. Actually, I'm going to play it. He can counterspell it if he wants to. I have 2 Tefiris in my hand that I would much rather him use a Sinister Sabotage on this than a Teferi. If he plays his own Drake, Okay. That's fine. I'd much rather he can draw cards. I would much rather keep a counterspell up for Teferi if he happens to pull one or tries to play it. Oh, we'll try to play one.
No more games.
And if he taps out to play his, then I can at least play mine and tuck his. And have somewhat of a position on the freaking board. Hopefully. He might have a negate in his hand when he pluses Teferi. If he has a negate, I think I just concede. Because he will have gone through most of... Oh no, if he has a Sinister Sabotage, he wins. I have to try. Yep, I think that's game over. He has all the counterspells in his hand, and again, I have nothing. His card quality is so much. Look at this. Look at this. 3 counterspells in the top 10 cards of his deck. Like it's crazy insane. And he has Niv Mizzet now. And Niv. Like I'm not destined to win this game at all. There is just way too much going against me. My opponent has drawn way too well. Okay, so I'm gonna play a Drake. See if he counterspells the Drake. If he does counterspell the Drake. Okay. Well, that's it paused. He has a Sinister Sabotage, or he has an Essence Scatter for this, or he has a negate. He's gone through 2 negates and a Sinister Sabotage, but he clearly has another one of them in his hand. So this is my best chance to do this. Because if I wait for him to untap, he'll have more lands up, and he will have... Yeah, see. His hand, he had 5 counterspells? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 counterspells. Sorry, 4. So he has 4 counterspells in his hand. And I just can't compete with that, I guess.
Keep up the pace.
He'll probably be able to crack... Oh, yeah, because he has Chemist's Insight. Yeah, so he had better draws than I did. He had much better card quality in the cards that he played than I did. I have not been able to draw well at all. I haven't been able to draw any threats that have been able to stick because this guy has had 4 to 5 counterspells in the first 15 cards of his hand, or in his deck. So I lose this game. I lose this game purely because he got the same cards that I have faster than I do. And that is not a fun way to play Magic. That is not a great feeling when you've been sitting here playing one round for almost over an hour now, and you're losing strictly only because he got to the cards before you could get to them. Not great. I am actually going to Sinister Sabotage this because I need to see what else I might have on top of my library. It's literally the only reason I'm doing this. Cleansing Nova doesn't really help me. Right, because he's at 7? This game's over. I'm just gonna concede. This game's over. You can't get unlucky that much in 2 games in a row and expect to win a game of Magic, especially in a control matchup. Alrighty, where are we at? We are at 59 minutes, so I'm going to be done with this video for now. That last game was really unfortunate and kind of salt-inducing. I have the exact same cards he does, just the same ability to get to them. He just got to them before I did, so he won. But I guess that's Magic. I guess the luckier player wins. I don't remember Magic being that way, but it was, at least in this case, it was. But thank you guys for watching. I will continue to record what I do. because we've won one game and we lost that game, so we have one more loss in the event before we're booted out of it. So we'll see if we can continue to go. So thank you so much again for watching. Please check out my Twitter at Saresu5 if you want to keep up to date with YouTube videos and the streams and stuff. When I do finally get streaming, it's November 20th. I'm hoping within in about a month, hopefully less, I will be able to start streaming again. When I do start streaming, my Twitch is twitch.tv/Saresu3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Make fun of my saltiness. I mean, I most definitely deserve it because I am most definitely salty. And I would love to get good conversation going. And let me know what else you would like to see. If you want to see me do a draft, I also play a game called For Honor. I also play Soul Calibur 6 somewhat, which I haven't got a video up yet. But if that's stuff you want to see, let me know in the comments below. And I will do my best to get that content out for you guys. Until next time, be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.